There's a specific kind of silence you only hear when you're waiting to be picked. You know the one, two kids get to be captains. Everyone else stands in a line. And one by one, names get called. You learn very quickly where you stand in that line. Not by what people say, by how long you wait. I was always near the end, sometimes the very end. That moment where there's one kid left and a captain actually sighs before saying your name, like picking you was a tax they had to pay. I was that kid. And not just in gym class. It was group projects too. That thing where the teacher says pick your own groups, and the whole room turns into a quiet panic. Everyone instantly knows who they want, and you just sit there, trying to look busy, waiting to find out which group is going to get stuck with you. For a long time, that look on people's faces stayed with me. The little hesitation, the way nobody fought to have me on their side. I started believing it meant something. Like the whole room had quietly agreed on my value, and the number they landed on was last. At first, it hurt in the obvious way. I'd go home feeling like there was something wrong with me that everyone could see except me. Then I did what a lot of kids do. I stopped caring. Or at least, I told myself I stopped caring. I'd act like it was funny. I'd volunteer to sit out before anyone could not pick me. I'd make a joke about being bad at sports, so I could say it first, before someone else did. It felt like strength at the time. Looking back, it wasn't strength. It was armor. I wasn't over it. I was just covering it so it couldn't get hit again. And here's the thing nobody told me. That armor doesn't come off when school ends. You carry it. Into your 20s. Into rooms full of adults who have no idea you're still half expecting to be the last one picked. It took me years to actually look at that memory again, instead of just hiding from it. Then one day, I asked myself something I'd somehow never asked before. Who was actually doing the picking? Seriously, who? A bunch of 12-year-olds. Kids whose biggest concern was winning one game of dodgeball before lunch. The same kids who thought saying your mom was the funniest joke ever made. And somehow, I'd spent years treating their opinion like it was a life sentence. That sounds ridiculous now. It didn't back then. I think that's what growing up really is. Realizing that some of the people who shaped the way you see yourself were just kids making random decisions they probably don't even remember anymore. That memory still pops into my head sometimes. Not as often, but it does. And when it does, I don't try to argue with it anymore. I ask it one question. Who told me this was true? Almost every time, the answer leads back to that same field. The same line. The same 12-year-olds. And once I remember that, the feeling usually disappears. Not because I've convinced myself I'm amazing, because I've stopped letting 12-year-olds decide who 20-year-old me gets to be. That's probably the most useful thing I've ever learned from that memory. Not to erase it, just to stop treating it like evidence. Maybe you have a memory like that too. One you've been carrying around for years without realizing who handed it to you in the first place. That's why this channel exists. To talk about the things nobody told us,